Hello there, good morning, good afternoon, or good night. My name is Mitchell Coleman. I am an alcoholic, and I have your daily reflections for today, October 23rd. This one is titled, What We Know Best. I really like this one. Of course, I always say it, I love them all. They're all good. October 23rd, What We Know Best. Shoemaker, stick to thy last. Better do one thing supremely well than many badly. That is the central theme of this tradition. 5. Around it, our society gathers in unity. The very life of our fellowship requires the preservation of this principle. From the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 150. And that's a really good book. I recommend anyone getting that. If you're doing the step work, it really helps. It goes deeper into some of the steps. Well, all the steps. It continues. The survival of AA depends upon unity. What would happen if a group decided to become an employment agency, a treatment center, or a social service agency? Too much specialization leads to no specialization, to frittering of efforts, and finally to decline. I have the qualifications to share my sufferings and my way of recovery with the newcomer. Conformity to AA's primary purpose ensures the safety of the wonderful gift of sobriety. So my responsibility is enormous. The life of millions of alcoholics is closely tied to my competence in carrying the message to the still suffering alcoholic. It's why I love doing these videos. It's so cool. It's so bittersweet. And I am good at this. And it's a weird thing to be like, I'm an expert in addiction. I didn't go to school to become an addiction counselor or anything, but my counselor at Rehab, she's told me she had an addiction to like shopping, but it was just like, I'm gonna get it better than someone that goes to school for it that wasn't actually an addict. And it's true. But from that, I have highlighted the conformity to AA's primary purpose ensures the safety of the wonderful gift of sobriety, so my responsibility is enormous. The life of millions of alcoholics is closely tied to my competence in carrying the message to the still suffering alcoholic. It's what it's all about. Once you get to that point and you could carry this message, because it's hard to, you can't just keep it to yourself. You got to share it. By sharing it, it helps you too. So it's all a continuous cycle, infinity, whatever. I don't know that word, but I got some things I wrote down. So I truly feel such a great feeling knowing I can carry this message to the next. We are all here to help the next. It's what keeps me sober. By seeing the next active user or someone comes into the hall drunk, and I've said this before, it helps me. It's why we're there, It reminds us of where we were and what we don't want to go back to. Unfortunately, there will always be plenty of addicts. I don't see that stopping anytime soon. So another bittersweet thing, there's not going to be a short supply of people to help keep me sober. None of us are any better than the other. We have to remember that, because we can get into judging people and, one addict isn't better than the other. In that respect, there's character defects that some of us might not like, and we won't want to deal with that. But anyway, we can't think we're better than anyone else just because we have more sobriety. It's all about that one day at a time. Like I like keeping count of my days. I'm not sure what it is now actually, but especially that first year, I was totally keeping track. But I know people, they don't even keep track now. They're just like, I'm sober today, and that's really all that does matter. Just stay sober today. And that's cool. It's all about that one day. Whether one day or 1,000, we're all the same. We're all sick, and we're all here to help each other, Also, I got something from As Bill Sees It book, a good one. This one's titled A Full and Thankful Heart. One exercise that I practice is to try for a full inventory of my blessings, and then for a right acceptance of the many gifts that are mine, both temporal and spiritual. Here I try to achieve a state of joyful gratitude. When such a brand of gratitude is repeatedly affirmed and pondered, it can finally displace the natural tendency to congratulate myself on whatever progress I may have been enabled to make in some areas of living. I try hard to hold fast to the truth that a full and thankful heart cannot entertain great conceits. When brimming with gratitude, one's heartbeat most surely results in an outgoing love, the finest emotion that we can ever know. I love it. And so I wrote down some stuff for that too. It's as we do our inventory on our mistakes, let's also please remember to do an inventory of all we have to be grateful for. Think about all the beautiful people in our lives that have endured with us through our addiction. That is absolute true love. They say it's through these times you will realize who your true friends and family are. And for me, that has been true. You do realize who was enabling me, who are the people that will still try to convince you that you're okay to drink or use. You just got to stay away from those people, you know, and you don't have to dislike the people. They just aren't for you right now. Change your playground and change your playmates. Also, on the gratitude inventory list, which is so cool and important, so we're not just focusing on negative, let these people know how much you appreciate them and love them. This is also your time to prove it. Talk with no action is meaningless. And we can fool people a little bit, which I've had done, but then it gets to that point where you can't do it anymore. It's the boy who cried wolf thing. And all they want is for you to be better. But then they are also their own people, and they have to be guarded for their own emotions as well and their own well-being, because our lives don't just affect ours. Our addiction is not just affecting our life. In the moment, we're thinking it is. In the moment, we're so self-centered and only thinking about ourselves that we are choosing to be selfish and do whatever we want, and regardless to how it's affecting those that have been there for us and are there for us and love us. Also, I was going to say, it's funny, back to what I was saying in the beginning, the title of this one, What We Know Best. I know addiction and alcoholism great. I'm not bummed on that at all, because now I get to help others. I feel that this may be the reason God has kept me alive for so long. At least that's what a good friend told me, and after hearing that, I totally agree with him. Because I guess a little bit of me has been at points where I'm like, man, I don't want people to know this about me. It's embarrassing, and it's absolutely not. It's just a disease. Some people don't think it's a disease, but you know, it's genetic, just like we can get our hair from our fathers and our nose and stuff. I mean, we can pick up traits as well. I mean, I was watching my daughter the other day, and she's sitting there biting her lip just like I do all the time. And I'm like, she got that from me. And I know a lot of people bite their lips, and maybe I'm just looking into it too deep because it's my daughter and I love her, but it's true. You know, we get genetics from our parents. Of course, we're going to be disposed to getting mental ones as well. You know, our thinking, our brains are made from our mother and father. So the chances of, if your mother and father are addicts, you're going to be an addict too. But it's your choices about what you do about it. You don't have to succumb to that. You're not going to use that as an excuse to do anything, because then you're playing victim again. But either way, that's who I am, you know, and I'm proud of it now. You know, I'm a way better person now, and I never could have imagined life is this great, and I don't have any reason to go back now. Also, when you're doing this, remember to be calm. Take it slow. Use this time to make yourself everything you know you are capable of being. You still have time, and this time of healing will be a lot to endure at times. Those are the growing pains. Mentally know this going in, and it will help. Then soon enough, you will be so much better, and you'll wonder how that time went by so quick. So those times you're going to be thinking like, man, this is so long. Some of those days when those triggers are happening and those you know, cravings, it's just time, and it's going to be hard. But if you seriously mentally know, and you already know these pains because you've had them before, you've had these feelings before, you just can't give into them, because it's really just growing pains. You're gonna get through that, and they will dissipate, and they will go away, and they will lighten up, and I'm not gonna say they will disappear forever, but it's gonna be tough at first, but you're gonna get to that point where all of that is gone to a point, and you're gonna wonder, man, that time went by really quick, and you'll look back at how you were, and you'll see that inventory of how you were, and you're gonna be like, man, I cannot believe I was like that. And that time seems to go by quickly, and time does go by quickly. And again, think of all the time we've wasted using and all that. It's like we won't get that time back, but they also say in the program, we won't regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it, because we have to remember these things. We have to remember how we were. And our brain is very good at blocking out bad stuff. So that's why it's important to continue to go to meetings and stuff and see the newcomer coming in, because it reminds us, okay, it keeps it in our brain, because our brain tends to hold on to really good emotions. So with drinking, we're going to remember all those really good times, fun times with our friends and whatnot, but we'll block out those bad ones. It's just the way the brain works, you know, it blocks out bad stuff. But you're going to look back on that in disbelief and think, wow, I cannot believe that's who I was. And, you know, we're all capable of doing this. You will change being around certain people, at least for now, because you can't really put yourself around it. I mean, it's going to be hard. It's hard for me now, even if I'm sitting around and people are drinking. I can't be there for too long. It gets annoying, and you know, we all know it. Even when you're a normal drinker, a normie, if you show up at a party and you're sober and they're all drunk already, they're pretty annoying. And it is what it is, because you're drunk, you know, they're drunk. That's not their normal self, you know. So when you're not on that level with them, you'll be like, wow, this is annoying. This person's talking a lot. They interrupt a lot. They're thinking they're funny. And, you know, and then I would be like, oh man, I better catch up. So of course I'm drinking a ton just to get caught up to where they are. How do I know where they are? Their tolerance is different than mine. This is just my brain again, you know, like, oh, I better drink 5 shots real quick to catch up because they had a couple beers. Funny, just those kind of things. And just stay around people that support you, you know, you have to. You just got to be around people that support you and understand your decision. And the people that have been there the whole time for you totally understand your decision, and they're happy to help and they want to help you. It's your choices, and you have to continue to stay strong, because you just can't burn these bridges. And I've burned some I know that I'll probably never get back. And that's okay. You have to accept it, you know. It's just scary. You don't want to do that. And I was really good at pushing it to the point, and still am sometimes. You know, you push it to the point, and then you end up in some sketchy situations. And, you know, again, if some people can't understand why you can't just have one, that's just it. They can't understand, because they are not you. They are not me. They don't have that like we do. They are the ones that can have a glass of wine at dinner. And you know, I got a buddy, and he's like talking to someone, an example he's telling me, and it's like, well, why can't you just have a glass of wine with dinner? And it's like, because I'll go home and have 3 glasses of wine at home and a bottle of whiskey and a case of beer, you know. We're just not the same, and that's okay. None of us are the same in any aspect of our lives, and we know that, whether it's an addiction. You know, addiction's just one thing, you know. We're all different, but we are also all one, you know. We all are here to help each other. And if people are trying to convince you that you can do it, of course your mind is going to be like, they're right, because I've done that plenty of times. And then I'm like, I can do it, you know. But they don't know, like, I'm off to the races again, and there it is. Just because that one little night I'm hanging out with them was cool. They don't know that I'm going home and not sleeping all night and waking up and then going to the liquor store in the morning, then going into work drunk, then drinking again after work because I just finished work. And then it's like, man, I'm tired from work. I deserve a drink. Well, I got off late, so this is my real time to drink. So I'm drinking till 5 a.m. in the morning, and then it's rolling around to, oh man, I should probably sleep. So I try to sleep, but really I'm not sleeping because I'm still drunk. And either I just don't sleep or I pass out. drunk and then sleep through my alarm, blah, 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 you know, endless stupid things that we do. So really this comes down to, this is all your choice. No one can do it for you. Make the choice to be free from the pain. If a person treated you like alcohol and addiction does, if someone treated you like the way addiction does to us, would we like them? Would we want to be around them? Why do I want to be around something that causes me misery and pain? And that is just like, if you think about it like a person, you know, the person's not bad all the time, but how long are you going to stick around that person? Especially one, I mean, alcohol, it ruins us. It makes us way less than what we can be. It's horrible. Takes all of our money, ruins our relationships, makes us feel like shit. And then also I think about what we have done. I think about that, like what I had done to people in my addiction and who's still here now. Again, that's undescribable love, because I had definitely done some really bad things, pushed people away, lied, promised things, didn't come through with them, and you know, it's crazy. It's really crazy. So that's a positive thing to think about. Think about these people that are still here for you now. That love is so strong. They are here to help, and you know that's what it is, because you're not a bad person. I know it. I'm just a sick person. I'm just trying to work on myself, and they're there for you. Also, I got something from my daily Stoic book here. This is about the choices. Let me get to it real quick. This is from October 23rd. Ranger. October 23rd. Show the qualities you were made for. I'm just going to skip down. Here we go. 1 second. Jesus Christ. Dog. Okay. It's easy to blame our circumstances. One person curses that they weren't born taller, another that they weren't smarter, with a different complexion, or born in a different country. It'd be hard to find a single person on this planet, from supermodels on down, who doesn't think they're deficient in at least some way. But whatever your perceived deficits are, remember that there are positive qualities that you can develop that don't depend on genetic accidents. You have the choice to be truthful. You have the choice to be dignified. You can choose to endure. You can choose to be happy. You can choose to be chaste. You can choose to be thrifty. You can choose to be kind to others. You can choose to be free. You can persist under difficult odds. You can avoid trafficking and gossip. You can choose to be gracious. And honestly, aren't the traits that are the result of effort and skill more impressive anyway? I love it. And these are the things that will come when you're doing it. You know, you get through these choices. You're going to have these hard decisions, and you're going to have these really rough times, and people are going to have to tell you what to do, and you're going to have to accept it. I mean, that's in every aspect of life too, not just if you're going to rehab. This is at your job, at work. You're going to not agree with everything your boss says. This is in a relationship with your significant other. There's going to be times that you don't agree on things, but you compromise, and you think, is this really worth it? Choose your battles wisely, you know, and but really you have the choice to do all this with sobriety, and you can do it, and you're going to be amazed at how beautiful your life gets and how much better your relationships get, and your mind becomes clearer. You start to see what's really important in life. We are not better than anyone else. We are all one, and we all have qualities that we are better at than some, and that's okay too. I mean, that's what it is. But it's your choice. That's what it comes down to. Only you can do this, and you have to want to do it. You just have to think about the ones that you care about. But more importantly, you have to think about yourself, because that's what it really comes down to. You're not gonna do anything good for other people unless you fix yourself. And we all can be fixing ourselves, and this is why it's a thing that will go on for the rest of our lives. I mean, we'll get past the whole cravings and addiction part, but that's where we continue to just better ourselves as a human being in general, you know. Our life is short, and we can accomplish a lot, but we have to remember what's truly important, and it is the love that we have for our family, the love for the world, you know, the love for ourselves. And I just can't say that enough. I love you guys. I hope this has helped anyone. I appreciate everyone. I wish you the best, and take care. I'll pass. Lakers, baby. Champs. Peace out.